If you are not here, say amen.
Amen.
Thank you. You may be seated. So, greeting to you all in Jesus' name. Amen. Oh, I don't know about you. I'm so excited to be here today. And it's Deeperlife in Canada. Oh, we just pray to God that He will speak to us and tell us why we have this. But to the people of Canada, to just say to you, we are full package. We have come with a blessing. Spiritual blessing and wisdom blessing. And so, we are traveling with both, as my pastor, my teacher, Gordon Lynch, wrote a book, say we have two passports. One passport to live this world, one passport to go to heaven. So, what we need are spiritual food, and we need physical, natural food for us to be able to live in this country, in this world. If you make a little mistake, you can live this world miserable life. So that's why always you need both spiritual, and a lot of people who are full, they're full of the word of God, but the things of this world, they're stupid and they suffer. So we, in our ministry, we carry both. So we need our people to enjoy life in this world. That is the kingdom of God. You have to enjoy it. That's the will of God. Jesus was healing people. Why did he was healing people? If he wanted people to heaven. He was supposed to let them die so they're going to heaven. But Jesus never talked very much about heaven. He was only answers question about heaven. But he never preached about heaven. He preached about life. So that's our job, to preach life. We teach the kingdom of God. People must be born again. Then, after you're born again, you need your spiritual eyes and physical eyes to be open. So, I like to Steve to read again the same verse of Book of Timothy before we read others. So, this verse we are reading, we were not prepared when we were meeting the speakers speakers in Deeperlife in Harare, and God said, this people need to hear this. Can you read it?
1 Timothy chapter 4 from verse number 11. These things command and teach. Let no one despise your youth, but be an example to believers in word,
1,
in conduct,
2,
in love,
3,
in spirit,
4,
in faith,
1,
in purity.
6.
Till I come, give attention to reading, to exhortation, to doctrine. Do not neglect the gift that is in you, which was given you by prophecy with the laying on of the hands of the eldership. Meditate on these things. Give yourself entirely to them, that your progress may be evident to all.
Thank you. Your progress must be evident to all. So, we are going to read together. It's the first time, maybe when you're in Canada, to write this. It's going to be a book which I received when I'm here in Canada. So, you know, if you're a preacher, you know you can receive message and you don't know verse, and it's up to you to find a verse. So all preachers, you know this, you can have message, but that's why we got Bible school. They teach you homiletic, how to do it. So when I received the message here, I had to struggle to find where. When it said text, it means near where you put your jacket. Well, your text means where put all your speech. So I was trying to look where I can hang all, and all of I couldn't find much. The other, you have read it, that to show, to improve yourself. But this now we're going to read book of Proverbs. Book of Proverbs 22 and verse 29. That'll be enough for today. Proverbs 22 verse 29.
Proverbs 22 verse 29. Do you see a man who excels in his work? He will stand before kings. He will not stand before unknown men.
Repeat it again.
Do you see a man who excels in his work? He will stand before kings. He will not stand before unknown men.
Thank you. Shall we pray? Umendria sanzu krisanzu kamonda ya hasarianda dundu. Wembe arhanza yanu kurisa sunzu kaharindo. Umuya monda ye sararianda hoshikilela. Umembelele andas convento tu senzi a ruschianzano. Awembende asuriando hapambiando. Sengalano di pingisho koyando. Thank you, Father. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Take over. Teach us now. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. We are today, as I said, I'm going to start explaining why this. So the word we're going to spend much for you to talk about is purpose. What purpose of this life? Why we are gathered together? Why we have taken leave in our jobs? Why? Purpose. Anything in life without purpose is not good things. There must be purpose. So we are going to stick on purpose. Why we are here. Why we have to spend a lot of money buying? You spend a lot of money buying tickets for us, buying pay a lot of money in this hotel for what? It must be a purpose.
Amen.
It must. If you don't know that there must be a purpose, then you get nothing. So today we're explaining this deeper life. There's a purpose for this deeper life. It's not just together one. It's not believers' convention. You have decided yourselves as the leaders, we need to get ourselves before we meet our members. That was your plan. So you want to meet yourself and learn things to able to be a better leaders to your place. So purpose. Why we are gathering? What purpose? Why? Why do we spend a lot of money just for this? This is not a fellowship. This is not a crusade. This is not a crusade. This is a leadership. So that's the purpose. Purpose for something. Purpose. So I just want to repeat that, then we move on. The purpose of this deeper life. Why we are gathered together. Why we are here. Why do you take your leave, your jobs to come here? There must be a purpose. There must be a reason. There must be a reason. So we are going to continue explaining the reason. Why we are here. Why did you spend a lot of money to come here? And why? The reason. There must be a reason for this. There must be a reason for this. So, as we continue, I need to go to where I'm going to spend talking, share with you. It's better to read again the book of, I think it's the book of Acts chapter 16, verse 4 and 5. So Acts 16, verse 4 and 5. I think that. So we put together, so when we talk other things, you know where hanging things.
And as they went through the cities, they delivered to them the decrees to keep, which were determined by the apostles and elders at Jerusalem. So the churches were strengthened in the faith and increased in number daily.
Repeat again, please.
And as they went through the cities, they delivered to them the decrees to keep, which were determined by the apostles and elders at Jerusalem. So the churches were strengthened in the faith and increased in number daily.
So when we go to Deeperlife, we always prepare to hear new rules, new things. If you go to Harare today, the rule and the policy, they are now gathered the leaders to organize to change some things. And because church has grown thicker, instead of just growing up, it become thick. So the rule and policy have to change. So they have to amend because things are moving. So when we go to deeper life, we have to prepare to receive things that we're going to take to our churches. That's scriptures. So we're here, and then we let our members, and they say, why us, not us? So no, this is for our leaders' honor. When you go back, they look at you, they listen. The leaders must tell us. And especially if they meet Baba Guti, they want to what Baba Guti said. Yeah, they're going to ask me what Baba Guti says. And you're surprised. Those members are not here, but they know Baba Guti more than some of you. Members, even new members, you're surprised. New members, they know Baba Guti. And if they do something, they say Baba Guti is not good again. You were surprised as you ask me, did you see Baba Guti? No. So in spirit. So, this is scriptures which we maybe, because we're going to repeat the same thing and repeat it again. Yeah, that's good. We're going to do it again. We have to read again the book of 1 Corinthians chapter 12, verse 28. 1 Corinthians chapter 12, verse 28. So that's we're here in Deeperlife. There must be reason to have the gathered every day. There must, if there's no reason, if you don't know the reason, then you're on the wrong side. Yes.
And God has appointed these in the church: first, apostles; second, prophets; third, teachers; after that, miracles; then gifts of healings, helps, administrations.
Yes. That's all. Repeat those two words. Helps.
After that, miracles; then gifts of healings, helps, administrations.
Exactly. The key of any organization could be company administration. Now, this, when you have chosen yourself, now we need to have a leadership, Deeperlife. You have to know that you are now the government of Forward in Faith in Canada. Are you hearing this?
Amen.
Now you're formed as a leaders of the government of Forward in Faith in Canada. So that's why you're here. When God set out things, put it in that way. Put it says here, that's my job as an apostle. But now, government, administration, same books. Governments, administration, same things. Everywhere, in the world, they spend a lot of money and to fight, looking for leader. They spend thousands, millions of dollars to what they want. They're looking at administration. Who's going to lead us? Who? Because we're in this world, we have to have someone. So you have said now we want to have our own Deeperlife. To mean that we want now, as we're talking in Zimbabwe, what is doing SG there, what he's doing. Michelle is busy with executive, busy with leaders. So this leadership means now you are a leader, you are government of Forward in Faith in Canada. Anything goes wrong, come back to you. So if you were babies today, get out. You are no more baby. You have to be a leader. So there's a purpose of this Deeperlife. Government, everywhere, government. There was a time in my country when the people, the church was trying to point the finger to the government. Who was that then? I think in Banana, he said, you come try to correct us, but you churches, you didn't correct yourself. How can you come and correct us here? They were watching the churches, the division, fighting, quarreling. Some members of government, they're afraid to be a member of church because they don't want to be a member when they're going to split in Congress. They always decide to be out because of fear of those things. Says, how can you come pointing finger to the government when you yourself you are so quarreling? So government is not. It's very easy to blame the government wrong. I've been in a stadium when people play football, and sometimes when you are sitting there, you get angry with the government inside. You shout, You are sitting there. Then if we said, okay, you come, you get it. You know what that is? It's easy to talk about it in one place. So that's why people sometimes like to play and blame government. Government is not a playing thing, brother. Because you are leading people with different thinking. People are with different ideas. So it's like we are running our own television 24 hours on TV. The first time where people say, what is? When you are running radio or television, there's no way you can please everybody. You have to make someone angry, someone happy, or that. So that's with government. Government has to know the better things. So that's why you have to pray for government. So today we are talking about there's a reason for this deeper life. There's no way we can spend a lot of money, spend the time to just here. There must be a reason. The reason is for us to grow, to qualify to be leaders of our church in Canada. Some of you don't know how we have suffered in Canada, why we still have just two pastors in a big country like this. It was not like that. It was because of the problem. We were supposed to have a lot of pastors, but because of the problem, we couldn't do it. So we thank God that we can say we're able to survive in Canada. We're able to survive to come what we are today. Because we went, and the government of Canada sometimes they said, we want to wipe you out here. You don't know how to run your organization here. And we cried to God, and we said, please run quickly, go to Canada, go and rescue us here. That he here. Stand up. He's here. But things have changed. Thank you. Things have changed. If you all of you stand with him,
hallelujah,
Canada is going to be a blessed church. Other people will come to learn in Canada.
hallelujah.
Yes. Yes. You can have a big church, as I said in Dallas. You can have a big church, but no fruit. You just gather together there and finish. Nothing happening. No, nothing. It's just sitting there. Some people, they just don't know how many members. You can have 100 members, 200 members, but tell us the result, what we have done. Nothing. So, the problem. So we are here today. We said yesterday, we have only one problem. We still have in Canada that we are not yet reaching the local. We need to reach the local of this country, either Aborigine or those Canadians, white Canadians. We need to win them for Jesus. In other countries, in America, they used to say to me, it was hard, but today, very soon, within a few years, we'll have overseers, white Americans in America. We've done it by the power of God. In Australia, we have overseers, white people, who are running the church. So in Canada, we have a problem because we are just thinking of ourselves without thinking the local. Aborigine in Australia, we got them, they are leading churches. So in Canada, when you have conference, you see those flags. So what we don't call Aborigine, we call the indigenous. And then in those Australia, two flags. and we are moving on. But it was very hard for us to be able to reach the indigenous, because they were thinking, if you are friends with white people, they say you are enemies. So we have to be careful. So we had, it was wonderful for us to put them together. Remember that Deeperlife, we said sing together. They were enemies, but now, by the grace of God, we cause them to be one. So that's other thing that we have in Canada, to pray to reach the local. Very, very important. Are you hearing me? This is part of the purpose. Right. The purpose, what I received, it's going to be a book when I received this in Canada. So always when I receive thing from him, I say, hey, Mama Guti, come, the pencil, come, write down, quickly. I'm not much, my boy said, when you say verse, write down. He said 1 or 2 verses, write down, very important, write down. But me, I said, Mama Good, when I received from our Papa, I said, Mama Good, come, write down quickly. So, the purpose of this deeper life, the purpose, when we have those scriptures tell us, deeper life means deeper life, not a shallow life, deeper life. So, the purpose of deeper life today is to learn, to improve our leadership. We have come to learn, to improve our leadership, to be a better leader. That's the purpose of the deeper life. We have come to learn, to improve our leadership. Our leadership. We already read the scriptures. Our own leadership, our lives, leadership. To lead my family, my wife, my children, to improve our business, to improve handling our finance, to be a good leader. So remember, now if you're an elder of that church, you're a leader. When you come back there, when you go back there, they'll say, the elder, tell us what you have learned. So, I wrote this book. Sometimes there are some people, why we always like to have more young people, some older people, they don't change. You cannot twist them to change. So, because they believe what they believe. So someone asking me, they say, how do you do it? How do you handle it? You are the one who was singing down there. We are, you must say, those days, and they were like that. They said, how do you able to lead today's people? And where you were those days? I said, I'm still ahead of these people. This new generation, I'm still ahead. I'm still ahead of this generation. And you will surprise wherever I go. Young people, they're my friends. Children are my friends. I wish you were with me when you were in Israel, when those Arab children saw me. Yeah! So I'm a friend of children. They love me. I love them. I love the youth. We are part. So I'm so flying about. Minister Matam, who's going to teach us business life, we want him to teach the same thing as he taught us in America. And when he was talking about, we encourage our people to continue to educate. If you come to Zimbabwe, you'll surprise. Nearly everybody go to school. We have learned this when we are in Singapore. In Singapore, if you delay, if you don't continue, you lose the job. You cannot get job. So everybody knew, those people there, all of them, someone go 2 hours, Singaporean, someone go 3 hours, some. Today in Zimbabwe, Saturday and Sunday, they're in school. It's never happened. Saturday, one day I saw Mrs. Help Mama Para early morning. I said, where am I? I was walking. She said, I'm going to school, Mama. Son, I said, why? Because we find out we have learned a lot of things because of we have schools, we have a primary school, we have a secondary school, we probably 5 secondary school, high school, our board, and then we have a university, all those, when people, we like it, we want this one to be and we are the best. And then there's this committee that's selected, they check what you call CV. There's a CV check. They say, no, this one, it's not one. And we like him. No, he doesn't have a master. No. Now that this one, we like this one. No, she doesn't have this. That's what we find out. To continue the education is very important, even in Canada. And you have to continue with education, for you cannot be left behind. Are you hearing me? So we are talking today about life. Then I said, when my tongue was shaking this way, you tell you all this, how you continue with education. Then I said to other people, you failed to have a good education. Then I said, other way around, brother. Other way around, you live there. What do you mean? So when I said that, if you don't have good education, seeking God as never before. Find big God. When you have a big God, and this one, you hold a PhD degree in the paper, and you have a PhD in spiritual. And you live there.
Hallelujah.
Are you getting?
Hallelujah.
That's where we are. So that's what we are doing. Going there with education, studying, get more degree, and say, brothers, you didn't have time to the other way around, brother. See God as never before. You'll be there. Today, who does want everybody in my country? I'm the father of many thousand churches, not one church. Other way around, brother. Don't be lazy to seek God. Are you hearing me? Don't be lazy to seek God. Don't satisfy with the one demon. And they say you are qualified. One demon is not good. So people in Amphik went Amphik because they cast 2 demons. When they went Amphik, they lost everything. But finished there, they can't even cast a demon. Because when you go to school, you mingle with the wrong people, mingle with different kind of people, and you lose your purpose. So you come back empty. So today, we are talking about purpose. 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 The purpose of the Deeperlife, repeat again, is to learn, to improve our leadership. As we read in the book of Timothy, verse 15. Our own leadership. So I wrote a book, I can't remember the throat there. Before you prepare to lead the other people, first find out the important things to lead your own life. Don't know. Do you know that to lead your own life is not easy? To clean it every day in the morning, to prepare your clothes nicely, and to wash your face every day nicely, and no smelling in your room, no smelling in your pants, no smelling in this. It's not It's something. So there's no way you can teach other people to look if you don't do yourself. First, learn how to live your own life. I've seen some women say, the husband, men. There's one woman in Zimbabwe, her husband is very slow. And she thought all husbands are slow. She was, the husband, no, the husband is very slow. No. The husband, no, the husband, they don't do what the husband. Because of her husband is very slow doing things. So when you're mature, people are different. People are different. We men, we think. Women are slow. So I went to walk to Mama Guti, and I said, yes, quick, where did you go now? I need to go. Then she was still sitting. I want to go, Mom. Until it teaches you precious. You're precious. That's why I said always about marriage. I said, I don't know about you. Marriage has changed me. Oh, yeah, marriage has changed me. Otherwise, if I was marrying another man, I couldn't change. But I married a woman, and my life will change. I say, well, because the thing I like to do this, I couldn't do it. I want this, no, I can't. Because of marriage. You're married, is there some area where you're trying to continue that? It's like a sweet potato. When it walks back like this, try to straighten it, you can break it. So you try to end there, you stop there, and you have to stop here. So marriage has changed me. I'm a tough machine. I'm a tough man. Ooh. I keep that. I do everything with the minutes. I know how many minutes to shave. I know how many minutes to bath. But now I'm finished, and she's there. But no, it has changed me to fit me to be a good leader. To not shouting all the time. Be a good leader. So today we are gathered together to learn how to be a good leader. First, how to lead our own lives. Some people you find their shoes when they put it so smelling. That the things is smelling. Some people you see their car, drive a car very dirty. Yes, was it in England when this man, his wife used to go, before they had to go to work, his wife used to go out to clean the car. He was still inside. Go inside. Then I said, no. That's a job for men. Men must go first and clean the car and put his wife in. So, leadership. So I said, how many knows if a woman take over the work of a man, the man becomes stupid? This is true. Yeah. The men, we have a lot of people. We say to a number of women, you destroy your own husband. Because you're taking his job. Taking his job, and then you find he cannot do anything. Just sit and say, move, hey, I need to clean, move over here, move. Sit there, move here. So, we have come to learn, first to lead our own life. Yes. You must enjoy about your life. You must enjoy about how you use your watch for everything. You must enjoy how. Today was a big problem today about the body. To look after your own bodies. Ooh, big problem. All the people who make food, they just make for money. If you eat everything, you can lose your body. You can spoil your body if you eat everything. You have to say, this, I don't eat this. It's good, but I don't eat it because I want to have good, my body, I want to have good, more life. So don't like Mrs. Who's that Mama Gray side? Mrs. Takarasha. What do we say to Mrs. Takarasha? Say, get her from Coca-Cola. And then she said, as today I'm still, I drink a little bit of Fanta. I told him, I drink a little bit. When your Mama Guti comes, she's hiding. When she's gone, Mama Guti, she drink. What happened? She's dead now. She died before the time. Oh yeah, got my friend Benson in the hospital. He was very thin. We were together in First Nation. He was very thin, and he let it go big, and the heart was hard to breathe. He's gone. So, to look after the body is another thing. So we are moving. Are you hearing me? Are we with me? Leadership. The purpose of this Deeperlife is to improve our leadership from our own life, from our own business, and from our own family. Business, family. So, if you are a leader and you don't grow, you are not a good leader. You have to be prepared to grow. You have to prepare to change, time to time. You are prepared to change. Otherwise, you hinder what we say in Arabic. Hey, get away. We need to call Papandura to come. Say, you go home. And you preach from home. That's the Papandura. Some people cannot do it. But we have to call Papandura. And this leader here, we used to say someone said, this is my province. And they just named province, but nothing is happening. So we have changed that. So if you are owner of that province, what are you doing? How many elders? How many deacons? What are you doing? Financial. So today we are here to learn. The purpose of Deeperlife is to learn leadership, to be good leaders. Our own life, our own family, our own finance. That's the purpose. One will repeat this and then repeat this. So because some of you are new, I want you to know that here in Canada, Deeperlife in Canada, when you gather together, when you are not here, you must know the purpose of Deeperlife is to improve our leadership. Amen. Improve in our leadership, to be a good leader. So, you cannot expect to be a good leader when you yourself, you are entangled with your own life. So we have to be a good leader. And as far as I know, I went through all kinds of things. I had a kind of sickness, this, all my life, anything. I went all kinds of problems. But I know that the period of this, period of this, period of this, period of this, period of this. And then, age, when you have another age, with my age today, I have to learn how to live with this kind of age. The way of eating, the way of doing things. When another year, then I have to learn to live. Otherwise, I cannot enjoy. Some of my age people, they are sitting, people are feeding them with spoon. Yeah, some people, 80 years, they cannot do anything. Someone to feed them. So, but I'm here. Affect the nation. In the name of Jesus. Affect the nation. In the name of Jesus. You can have a 90 years, 96, 120, but to be there, not be there, the same. You are not doing anything. You are not affect anything. So we are here today to learn how to improve our leadership, how to be a good leader. Ladies, you know that if you are a woman, God created a woman, God gave it more strength to the woman than a man. Woman is very strong. She can lead, she can have 10 children and plus a husband and look after them all. With them. One woman. So that's why if you marry a woman, if you don't quickly lead it, she's going to lead. Women are ready to lead. She go with that leadership. When she has children, she leads the children. So if you marry quickly, don't go for family when they go for marriage, they go honeymoon, always they think about sex. No. You go there to raise each other. Say, how are we going to do it? Woman is a powerful creature. If you don't lead her, she's going to lead. So she's going to treat it in that way. So, very, very important. Today, the purpose of this deeper life is to learn to improve our lives, our leadership, in our family, in our church, and our business. That's all. So we are going to continue. It's not there. This is not a revival. This is not anything. Its purpose is to improve leadership. As I said to the government of Forward in Faith in Canada, to gather together to put things in order. Okay. To sit down to find out why this area, why we are losing people this area. We sit down to find out that, it needs this. Why this area that we were in America? Why this area we are losing young people? We sit down and find a way to solve, to have more young people. Why here, our children, Sunday school, children church, they are stubborn. Children try to bring it, they're stubborn, they run away. Try to children. They had to find a way. Then we said to America, what we need, you need to call someone, Mr. Pastor Mardoyo. Go and ask Pastor Mardoyo, he will help you to make 1,000 children follow him without struggling. I can say the whole world is only one man. I saw thousands, and they don't get lost. You can go with them, they don't get lost. Try to do it yourself. You lose a lot of children. But so we said in America, you need, I saw one he went to school to run his children's church, but he's struggling. The children don't listen to him. He said, but he's a leader. He went to school, how to run his children. But why? You only have to have a spirit. You have to have that. Be together with them, be friends, so you can win them. So otherwise, you're in trouble. So we are gathered together. We're going to repeat it. We're hammering the same thing. The purpose of this life is to learn to improve our leadership. Now, some areas we have lots of members. They have left the church. Why they left the church? Because of leadership. Nothing else. So if you say, I don't know, then you are blind. You have to know that. Why? Yes. Well, we were saying, which church we were in America, we suffered disaster in California. When you hear someone, two people have left the church, it's painful. You know that because we planted them and forward in faith. But when they leave something wrong in leadership. Yesterday when I said someone who used to be a police type arresting people in Brian, he's not Chikwada, is he? You know that's Chikwada. He used to be stand up. He used the police. He used to arrest people in the bread. That is the police. Oh yeah, because was a powerful policeman. But Jesus arrested him today. I was happy last when you were reading President Moshe. Oh my God, you arrested him. Now he's really his job now to catch sinners. But he was then running, arresting people. Thank you. I was so happy to see you. But I knew you when you were police. Remember those days? I know him. So today is doing wonderful here in Canada. Very good leader. Very good leaders. Sometimes you admire. So it's very, very important. The world can straighten some things. If you want to know some things in the world, the training in the world, some straighten. I got my daughter, she was tough, she went to be a soldier. And Sarah, she went to be a soldier. To what they do, to straighten them, to be, what they provoke you until you surrender. That they said, they used to come with the water in your bed, put water, you were sitting there to provoke you to see. That's why they can get hold a gun, but they are well trained. They cannot just shoot anything because of training. So we are moving on. But the purpose of this Deeperlife is for us how to run a ESM and how to run a youth ministry and how to run children's church. That's the purpose here. And how to run Bible study. And you surprise some leaders, they don't know how to run Bible study. And then educated people are members of your church, and they know you are leading, you are struggling to show them things. But Mkono Shuros, what he said, Mkono Shuros, when he's still alive, he said, Baba, some of these pastors you're giving us, they never been in the industry. They don't know how to lead people from the industry. The industry is another area where they learn different things. So, to improve our spiritual life, to be a leader, you have to improve your leadership life, spiritual life, so that when you move, have something to learn to improve our spiritual life, to improve our spiritual life, to have a life that productive, a life that productive. So today we just want to repeat and make sure that why we are here. This is not crusade, this is not a revival, this is leadership. To improve, to be a good leader. From here, when you go back to your area, people will look at you and see and to find out where have you changed. In England, we have some elders who try to run a church like their own business. They shout people on the pulpit. The elders, they shout people. People, they lose people. He just thinks he's a businessman. He thinks that he wants to run the people. You are workers. It's different, brother. You can do those who are shouting, you are workers there. But these people come to church, they come voluntarily. They didn't force them. They come, they like to come. So you must know how to handle them. Are you hearing me? You must know how to. Then the foreigners, they want to be a member of church, they want to learn. So we are here today to learn how to be good leaders. When you are stubborn, you don't change. You are not good leaders. You are not good leaders. Good leaders always willing to learn. Here you see me here, I'm a student. I'm learning all the time. I'm learning time to time. Learning so I not be left behind. So, leadership. Productive. We are going to talk later on about that, but we can get some of this, not just existing, but productive. So the church which you are leading need more money for the church to grow. We were saying yesterday, I want to take you in South Africa. We have a struggle, but today, common area finance, number one. How do we know? Everything. Started today now, we bought the third thing. First, when we bought our center for 4 million, and then from there, we bought this 2 million from the Chinese area. We bought it, 2 million something, and then now we bought another area where we are going to build 10,000 seater right in our headquarters in South Africa. That's the head of God. How did you get the money to able to buy this land for be able to build 10,000 seater? We used to, every our Deeperlife, we go to the what that building up there in Johannesburg, host us every service. This time it was 1,000 people, 1,700. We called him, but God was the best. So we are here in Canada. So some of you are here in Canada. You are in what we call, you are in a very rich country, but you are not rich. You know what I'm saying? You are in a rich country, and it's not for you, brother. It's that. You have to find another way to catch it. Leadership. Purpose. Now, when you come to this area, what we have done in Australia, we've done it, and we're going to have it in London, Deeperlife in August. You want to come with us, see how we're going to change some provinces to be no more province, no province to be just some pastors, overseers, to be just regional pastor. Before we ask why, because no production. There's no way you can do it. But to be a leader, elders there, you must be able to raise enough money to move on. Amen. If you cannot raise the money, then pave the way, other people come. Yes. So it's what we're going to do in England. So we are going to move step by step what we have done in South Africa. We've done it, but if you come to Harare, that's a different. Every corner, DP, every corner, a lot of DP. Those DP from Amphi, they never learn anything. They become DP. And they got quarreling with the people, fighting with the people. Some people, they want to be leading forward faith because there a blessing was attract them. Not knowing this blessing, you have to work for it. It's not just come there, you have to work hard. So I told you, did I tell you that story? Like I told you that they're buying me a brand new car in South Africa. It's coming on July. They said, car is coming, but that car, you can speak with that car. They said, your car is coming, you can tell the car, go to garage and go itself. That's what they told me. All this is, brother, the blessing from the Lord. So, blessing. But why they are doing this? They know what they have done in that country. So I'm just sharing with you some good leadership. What I've been praying, said, God, give me one Xhosa in South Africa. Father, God gave me one Xhosa. God gave me one Xhosa. Today, the scripture South Africa, one Xhosa. So the Xhosa people are not easy to repent, but when they repent for what? The complete life. So we are there. So we're sharing this in Canada. So they hear. Well, your church can be full of members. If there are no production, you have failed. Because there are no way the church can grow. So what we did in other countries, we gave them a church, the money there, 5,000 and a bank for you to able to start with, and then that 5,000 he spent it without, yet that 5,000 for him to start, so to able to bring more 5,000 to move on. But he ate all those 5,000 fish. Now what we're going to do? No money to pay the rent for the house, no money for the car. What are we going to do? It's terrible things. But the other thing what I've learned in your leadership, when you hear about Guti, it's very heavy. It's someone who doesn't know that this is not my area. Okay. When you are an elder, you run the church, or you are a pastor, what do? If you know that you are not gifted in this area, you have to invite. In America, they depend by inviting speakers. In America, if you cannot just speak every Sunday yourself, you lose people. What they do? I've been there. You just collect, what they do, but they can collect their money, set aside, say, when speaker comes, give me 200. Another person says they give more 100 after speaking. They don't collect the money for the speakers. They already set aside there. Amen. The money there is for them. So they say the speaker, so they invite speakers. If you don't have, so if you know that you are a pastor and you are an elder, you are in charge of the church, and you are not, you know for sure that you are not gifted to win souls, invite people. Amen. Cry. Now, we were in America, I was shouting, the other leaders said, how can you know that it's not your gift? Why not invite? Why not cry? That's why the headquarters need to have the money, so that when someone cries, you need to go there. You have to find the money from headquarters to go somewhere. That's why the headquarters have to have money to help when there's a need arise. Like that, what happened in Zimbabwe, when Mr. Maposa in Tanzania, she said, there's a find a building here. I gave my 50,000 to buy this building. Now we need 50,000 from headquarters. And we didn't have it. We struggle to find that 50,000. Because we feel shy. She's an elder, she put 50,000. And we have to work hard to 50,000. So today we got a very good beautiful building in that area. It was the elder who did that. So you can't run a church without money. Amen. There's no way you can do it. Same. Business is the same. Now, in coming to the business, I've learned something. That there was a people in Harati, who told me in South Africa, Baba, you struggle about money for Matarenda all the time. No, if you put your money in this business here, you're going to have a lot of money. Now it's 6 years now, I didn't get no cent. 6 years. But they said, Baba, you want Matarenda. Put the money, you're going to have a lot of money for Matarenda. That's why I know, that's why people run in business. Very tough. You have to 6 years. I put my money there for talent. So when you hear someone a businessman, on your mind you think it's got a lot of money. No, some of those businessmen are about to be arrested. They borrow a lot of money. So that's why I know about business. Oh, business people. When they told me, that just put your money there. You have plenty of money from Matarenda. Now 6 years, no cent. That's a business. I know something. So you get the company, they hear that a business people company. No. It's not so easy like that. So you cannot run a church without money. So if you are an elder and you know that you are not gifted in giving, you have to find someone who is gifted. If you know that you are not gifted in winning soul, you have only call your headquarters. Please send us someone who can help us to win young people. Please send someone who can help us to win this. Don't just be there. Just exist. Do something. Cry. Oh, Steve, when my time finishes, let me know.
That's right.
So, do some, okay. Some people are gifted people. Even people who are gifted, no one who are gifted is perfect everything. No, if someone is gifted area, it's not good this area. The woman whom we saw in America, even in the market, she's still number one. But people don't like her. That's her name is Catherine Marurama. And she teaches about giving.
Amen.
But she's teaching and explaining. Say, I taught and I gave, God gave me this, and I gave, God gave me this. When she teaches, we listen. Because she teaches by good example. And today, in Harare, when she was teaching in America, another woman was touched her heart. We got house. She came to Zimbabwe, said, God spoke to me. I'm going to give you a house, big house, through teaching of that woman. We didn't have a house for our DP. Now God, we got a house. Another day she was teaching about give your car. If I had a car that day, I was going to Oh, she was teaching, give your car. Give your car. And she said, I gave her, I've done this, God gave me. She's wonderful in giving those areas. She's a lot of mistakes, but all of us, no one perfect. It's when you are an evangelist, only evangelist, you don't need to, when you're an evangelist, you don't want to stay one place. Why what evangelists do? They gather together, and if they stay there, you chase them again. Because, so, if you know for sure that you are not gifted, okay, if you're an elder, how do you teach your people to give? Like give, you give. When your children say, your members say, you give, then you train them, they give. You don't just tell them to say give, but you have to give them example. You give, and then they give. But don't give like my son Paul many years ago. He used to give. When people say give, he used to give it all. I said he gives it all. He goes home empty. And he struggled. The next time, what to give? You must give all. You didn't read the scripture talk about storehouse. Storehouse, you don't keep it all. You keep something. You don't take all. You keep something. So you give them some money. I keep this money here to invite other money to come. If you don't have money run off from you. That's whether you like that's life. You have to have money to come. So 4 years, many years ago, he didn't know that the storehouse. They don't take everything in storehouse because it need to leave something, another code can come. Now, so you give and you leave a little bit to invest some more. If you give a little, you become poor, and poor. And you hear me, that yesterday was what I did in my church. I give houses, helping people to marry wife, many years ago. Houses, buy house for people. I was nothing, but I helped buy house, help people to marry people, not to know that I help pastor to pay the daughters, hundreds of them. So why does creating reason for God to bless me? Now, I got a big house in Guero, who got me from England. I didn't know the woman. She just said, I gave you a house. Guero, beautiful house. Another one said, I'll give you a big house in Bindura, big house. Say, Baba, I'm giving you a house. I'm reaping, I'm reaping what I sow. I'm reaping what I sow. If you don't sow anything, you just always grabbing. But if you sow, you reap. So today, yes, that's what we used to do. I think it's a pride. That's what we used to do. That if you know that you don't know how to run a Sunday school, call your headquarters. Say, please, do you have anybody who can help us children? Then they will come. They train your people. And so we have, like our church in England, in America. This young man, he's complaining, so we are losing young people. Then I said, I hear his voice, he talk like a father. He talk like an old man. You cannot expect to win children when your people speak like old man. Speak like a father. It depends how. If you grew with the old man all the time, you'll be talking like old man. If you grew up with the old woman, how many we got people? I got a member in my church who mother's children. He's a boy, but he's spoken like his mother. So we are helping them to say no. If a single woman said, "Give us your son," so we want to train to be a man. So we two people, I know I've got the voice exactly like his mother. So you have to know that this area I'm not good. It's the wrong thing to just say anything I can do. So you must know this area I'm not good. I need someone in this area. Yeah. This area I'm good, but this one. So that's why the church is dying everywhere, because the leaders' pride, they don't cry. They don't cry. They say, please come. They think, I know one pastor, he thinks if he invites someone, maybe he'll be big name than him. Government of the world. You hear when the president or prime minister, you hear him traveling. He travels other nations to learn. You cannot be a good elders and good pastors if you are not learning. If you are not learning. The problem you have in your area, someone has the same problem there. And ask him, how did he overcome that problem? And you learn something. Are you hearing me? Amen. We're talking about the Deeperlife. The purpose for us to change, to fit today's world. To fit today's world, to understand what people think, what they talk. We read newspaper, I don't like to read, but you have to read. If you're a reader, you have to know what's going on in the world. You have to read what's going on in your community. So that if you don't read it, if you don't know what's going on in your community, on Sunday you just read what you preach. You don't know. But if then the purpose of leadership is to know what's going on in your community, and when you speak, the words of comfort, the words of encouragement of your people in the community. Are you hearing me?
Amen.
That's the leadership. Otherwise, you just preach what you like. Otherwise, you're bumbling, you're your best. But leadership is to know when your people who are in the church, you must know they've come to have a problem. They need help. They need encouragement. They have a problem. Like what we did in Canada, what we did in England. When you arrived in England, people were slaves of credit card. Some people, they used to try to give us money from credit card. We refused. The money, you are not work for it. We don't want that money. We only receive money which you have worked for. So, but if you don't know, you just receive it. And we leave people in credit to suffer. So me, I don't take it. We said, no, we need your money which you have worked for. But we were there and working hard. People are struggling. Today in England, it's different. The same people who we saw, they used to 1 pound. It was a big thing, 1 pound. Today, what is a pound today? That's that last week how many raised money for the talent and for mission.
250,000 pounds in 1 month. 250,000 pounds in 1 month.
1 month. That's in England. Just for mission. So the same people who are struggling to move life, but they listen to teaching. Today they are different. I'm here in Canada today. Are you hearing me today? Today. So long you've been chosen to either you're a deacon, you're elders, you're a pastor, you have something to do to make the church grow. You have to have the ears to hear what people cry, to hear. When you are leading people, the people belong to Jesus. You have to fear. When you hear someone backsliding because of you, you must be afraid. Maybe God is going to punish you. Because these people, they come for Jesus. They didn't come for you. They need your Jesus. Amen. So it's very, very important. I want to repeat again in Canada. The reason so Canada, we have so few pastors. What's the reason? So today, we are here to straighten something. We are gathered together to improve our leadership. To know the area. This area I'm not good. This area, yes. This area I need to invite. I still repeat again. In America, I've been there 46 years in America all the time. Now, what they do? They gather the money and set aside so that when they invite a speaker, they don't collect money to give. They already set aside. So, because if you ever, when you invite speaker, you say, money for speaker become a burden to the people. And people are not enjoying it. But if you just have one Sunday, collect the money like Dodo and Chipinga, how did they buy cars for DP? How they buy cars for overseer? They just 2-3 big Sundays that they did. Big Sunday special raising money for that big Sunday offering, and you set aside another big Sunday enough to buy a car. They have to say something. Who's going to speak? Now, in Cross Nation, there's a man called Wayne Meyer. Or if you go to that place, a lot of buildings, but they have invited that man from Mexico, he's gifted to cause people to give money. So why not think? Don't just call your friends. Are you hearing me? Don't just think about your friends. The work of God is don't buy even someone whom you don't like, but God like him. So also long God like him. Invite him to straighten things. So you have a good church in Canada. And from this Deeperlife, I'm expecting things to happen. So, brothers and sisters, we are here. The purpose the purpose of Deeperlife. The purpose of Deeperlife, the purpose is to improve our leadership in everything. Third, members, production. Now, let's talk about this, why we are saying in those two places. One place is we are saying better to move our pastor and leave the local one. Let's support the local one and spend more money to local one so that we know that we've done good things. Instead of open a church and bring some the government to eat money, not produce anything. So it's better to, we're doing that in London. So it's better to raise money to support the local, build the local, so that we know we're doing something.
Right.
Instead of open the church and someone there putting there, it's like the chicken eat all eggs. If you come to an assembly, I want to say, yeah, I finished that. So, we are talking about production. I'm stopped here today. I'm going to talk again another day. So, last we have read the book Proverbs. Read it again. Proverbs, verse 29. Do you see a man who excelled in his work? He will stand before kings. He will not stand before unknown. When you do something, brother, when you do something, sister, people talk about you. When you do something, you will hear words of encouragement. It encourages you. It encourages you. But very bad thing, when you hear the bad things about your life, it destroys you. So that's why today I'm warning you. We won't become strong. When people say today, you don't let me talk about the clothes. You can go to Virginia, oh, you look so nice. Sometimes it's not true. It's just training to resolve people. So that's why when someone says, you have a nice suit, I don't take it. Sometimes just to make me happy. It's a training. People are trained to encourage people. In the hotel we lived, there's a woman, she's sleeping there. She said, we welcome you. Thank you for coming to our hotel. But she's not the owner of the hotel, she's sleeping there. But she's been trained. So thank you for coming to our hotel. We bless you. So when people say, your suit is very nice, I don't take it, because sometimes it's not true. That's a way of encouragement. You know that? Yeah. That's a way of encouragement. So you must don't believe everything when they say you. Sometimes it's not true. So brothers and sisters, we have spent this time. Maybe I'm not able to come every service, but I've come to lay foundation. That is the Deeperlife. What is the purpose of gather together? Why did we spend a lot of money to gather here? There's a reason. We are gathered here for the reason. We want our church in Canada to grow. We want our church to grow to be a better church in the community, in the city. That's the purpose. I want you to say amen. Amen. Say hallelujah. Hallelujah. We are here to learn, to improve. Brother, you must change. Amen. Sister, you must change. Amen. You must change. Amen. Now, can I repeat again? Why we were losing people? Why we have lost lots of people? I know, because in me, I went all the places, went from there, listen head. And why we are losing people? Leadership. Nothing. Leadership. So We are here today together leaders let's improve our leadership. We have to change. We have to change. Pride must go. We must respect people who are gifted. He can be a deacon, and if she's gifted, give her opportunity. He can be an ordinary member, but if he's gifted, give him a chance. We don't want people who just talk. We want to see the fruit. We want to see the fruit. When the teacher is winning soul, we ask you how many souls we win. So it happened in South Africa. When you see in our program, it says soul winning. Now what Archbishop did, he said, how can I just teach other people? He began to work with 15 people, brought them to the church. And the one who had my hair, I saw him in the church. And the lady who do massage for us, I saw her. She's the maid in the church. Archbishop, winning soul, winning people in the church. So, the same like one of my sons was tried in Siwa. He planned to win Africa for Jesus. That's his in mind. Now, all of his members, now we are working together in Ezekiel TV with Kwese. Ezekiel TV and Kwese are working together. But the purpose of his mind is to win Africa for Jesus. Now, all his directors, they are saying, how can we just sit and do nothing when this man, we are working, he's doing big things. I saw one of his directors, this Baba, we are in the village, they were going with my wife to win soul, because how can we just work under this man and we are doing nothing. So they're working, but his mind is to win Africa. Now it's already touching it. There's a big building in Kenya, in Nairobi. It's touching all Nigeria. Oh, he's touched. In his mind is a map for all Africa. You want to win for Jesus. God is blessing him. God is blessing him. What are you doing, sister? What is money? To work for money. For money only. You can have a lot of money but no joy. Money cannot give you the joy we have, brother. It's wonderful to serve God. Sisters, doesn't matter your job is hard working, you're working hard, try to have time to win soul. Visit those people backsliding. Go and tell them Baba has arrived. He said, oh, come back to church. How can you let those people start their own church? They got nothing. But it was because we didn't listen, we didn't hear the cry. People don't leave church without first they cry. Amen. Then if we don't listen, then they go. Amen. So here today, we are not allowed to lose people. God started himself ministry forward in faith for everybody. Amen. It's not man has started, he started himself, his church. So we are all working in this. Brothers and sisters, I want to encourage you today. Move on. Learn to, now don't just, be a student. I'm your father, I'm a student, brother. Every day I'm learning. That's why you cannot beat me. Because I'm learning every day. I'm learning every day to be a good leader. I'm learning. So shall we all stand? We serve wonderful God. Hallelujah. We are here today to learn how to be a good leader. How to be a good leader. Hallelujah. I want you to put your book down and stretch your hands to heaven. Glory to God. Prepare today to change, to be a good leader. Today, to move on, to be a good leader. Heavenly Father, in the name of Jesus Christ, I stretch my hands to our children. I stretch my hands to our leaders. Father, change them, quicken their spirit, open their spiritual eyes to see, so that all those wicked backsliders will come back to the church. I pray in the name of Jesus. Fill them with wisdom. Fill them with love. Thank you, Father. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Guru Sanya Swami